He was the face of American grit and fatherly strength in the golden age of Western television. The stoic Lucas McCain in The Rifleman, but long after the cameras stopped rolling, the truth about Chuck Connors, the man behind the rifle, began to reveal layers far more complex than his on-screen persona ever allowed. From athletic feats to political paradoxes and personal turmoil that few fans ever suspected. Born Kevin Joseph Connors in Brooklyn in 1921, he wasn't destined for Hollywood at first. His early years were spent chasing athletic dreams, becoming one of the rare individuals to play both Major League Baseball and professional basketball. A towering figure at 6'5", who caught the attention of scouts before he caught the eye of casting directors. Yet what followed was not just a transition from sports to screen, but a life shaped by reinvention, ambition, and contradictions. As Connors turned to acting in the 1950s and quickly gained recognition for his imposing frame and rugged charisma, landing minor roles until destiny struck with The Rifleman in 1958, a series that would make him a household name and forever cements his identity as the principled rifle-toting single father raising his son in a harsh but moral Wild West. Yet behind that iconic performance was a man increasingly at odds with the clean-cut image he projected. Twice divorced, father of 4, and often described by colleagues as distant and temperamental, Connors lived a personal life riddled with the kinds of struggles rarely discussed in fan magazines of the time, including infidelity rumors, strained family ties, and bouts of loneliness intensified by the relentless pressure to live up to his TV character's moral compass. Even as his fame soared, Connors harbored ambitions far beyond television, developing strong political opinions that would later isolate him in liberal Hollywood. Circles vowed conservative and vocal supporter of Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan, he didn't shy away from controversy and even made headlines for befriending Soviet leader Leonid Brezhnev, who was apparently a fan of The Rifleman, leading to an unusual Cold War cultural exchange that saw Connors visiting Moscow in 1973, a move that baffled both fans and critics and added another layer to his already enigmatic public image. Professionally, he struggled after The Rifleman ended in 1963, unable to fully escape the shadow of Lucas McCain. Despite roles in shows like Branded and films such as Old Yeller and Soylent Green, and though he remained a working actor for decades, he never regained the cultural stature he once held, leaving him to wrestle privately with the fear of fading relevance. His final years were marked by declining health, the result of a lifetime of chain-smoking, and he ultimately died of lung cancer in 1992 at the age of 71, leaving behind not just a career of memorable performances, but a legacy complicated by personal contradictions and unspoken pain. Since his passing, more has emerged about the guarded man behind the scenes. His quiet generosity toward children's charities, his intense loyalty to former teammates and military veterans, and his lifelong battle to reconcile his fame with his private disappointment, soul of which paint a far more human picture than the stoic frontier hero. Millions grew up watching Chuck Connors was many things: athlete, actor, patriot, father, flawed husband, outspoken, conservative, and reluctant celebrity. And as his secrets have slowly come to light over the years, they have not diminished his legend, but rather added dimension to it, reminding fans that the man who played one of television's greatest father figures was in the end unmistakably human, caught between the myth of the West and the realities of his own restless